What's going on YouTube? It's Felix from E-Commerce Prosperity. Now in this video, as the title suggests, I'm going to show you how to find US high-ticket dropshipping suppliers. Now this is a question that I probably get asked the most in the e-commerce and dropshipping community. So I thought I would just put together this video which explains the exact process I use to find new suppliers for my high-ticket dropshipping businesses. So before we actually get into the how-to, I want to talk a little bit about the why. So why would you want to use US suppliers? Well, if you've had any experience with AliExpress, then you probably came across the following issues. That being long shipping times, poor quality of the product, and then communication with the supplier in AliExpress China is not always the easiest. So when you're dealing with a supplier in the US, the first thing is you're dealing with high quality products and brands, okay? So you know you're in safe hands. On top of that, because they're in the US, they most likely speak English. They're going to be reliable and responsive in terms of communication. Even more so if your English is fluent or conversational. Now, when it comes to the logistics, you're going to be using US suppliers, you're going to be selling within the US. You have fast, secure shipping. Okay, most of my suppliers, we're looking at 2 to 3 days shipping, and we're using shipping companies like FedEx. Now, when it comes to the returns will always happen in e-commerce. It's pretty straightforward and easy. Okay, the customer just has to send it back to the address you provide, whereas on AliExpress, you can't really send products back to China. And then this really makes just simple logistical management because you have fast shipping and then easy returns on top of it. And with the actual margins itself, high-ticket suppliers often provide very generous margins. So you're looking at 20 to 40%. So how do you actually find US suppliers? Well, the first thing you need to start with is an actual niche in mind. And that niche has to sell expensive high-ticket items. Okay. And then you're going to go to Google and you're going to start crawling the Google shopping for the search results there. Okay, and you're going to pull up the e-commerce stores that are drop shipping, and then you're going to go through the following checklist. Okay, so number 1, do they sell other brands and not their own? Okay, so if they sell other brands and not their own, then this definitely means that they don't manufacture their own product. Okay, so that's a very good starting point. Number 2, they don't have a mention of a physical store on their website. So this might be on their About Us page, their contact page, it might be even in the home page. So a physical store can be a retail store, it can be a showroom, it can be a warehouse. They might have a mailing address, so just ignore that. Now if there is no mention of a physical store, then this probably means that they're only selling online. Okay? And you can actually double check this by Googling their address. So if they do have a mailing address or just an address itself, punch it into Google and see what comes up. If there's no results for it, then it definitely means there's no retail store there. And then you can basically just cut that out and assume that if they're only selling online, they're probably not holding stock. Now that might seem like a funny concept, but that's actually very normal for a lot of retailers to do that. And then the third point is, do they have any of the following mentioned on their website? So some of it's just general terminology, others just sort of key characteristics that I'm going to show you in a second how to pinpoint on the website. So they might use language such as straight from manufacturer or direct source. Basically, this is just them saying that they dropship the product from a supplier. Okay. They might also use the term family owned, which I've noticed a lot on dropship stores when I've been doing my research. It's a family-owned, family-orientated business or a small business along those lines. Okay, that generally means that it's a small, probably 1-2 man business operation. And with dropshipping businesses are lean, so you don't need a lot of staff overheads. Another point they have is not all stores have this. I've seen a few, but they might have an invitation for dropship programs for suppliers. So if a supplier is browsing their website and they see a supplier dealer invitation, then that's essentially suggesting that they do dropship. On top of that, they won't ship internationally. you'll find that a lot of US based dropshipping stores won't ship internationally. They also mention they don't charge sales tax, and the reason because they are reselling the product from their supplier. In US law, you don't have to charge sales tax if you have the right certificates. But it's also important to take note that not all stores will have this sort of information. So you might find some stores might have 1 or 2 of these points. You might find other stores have none of this. What's important is to understand the reasoning behind these particular key points here, these identifiers, if you will. Now I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to pull up on my screen to show you 3 stores, and I'm just going to break down these 3 points that we went through, just so that you can see it in front of your eyes. Okay, so now here we are. I've got 3 stores here. I've got Standing Desk Supply, I've got GotPetsSupplies.com, and I have Divine Express. So they're 3 high-ticket dropshipping stores, and they all sell different products. They're all in a different niche. So we'll start with Standing Desk Supply, and I'll go through my analysis. So the first thing I see here is no tax. So as I said, no sales tax. If we come down here, you can also see in their About Us and Contact page. So if we go to their Contact page, let's see what addresses they have listed there. Now here we are on the Contact page. As you can see, they have a physical mailing address, but they don't actually have an address for their store. So they don't own a store, essentially. No showroom, no warehouse, no store. Okay. If you look here, they sell a list of brands. So if we click this drop down, you can actually see a list of brands, and they don't have a brand called StandingDeskSupply.com. So as the name suggests, it's probably just a general name for the website as opposed to a brand. So that's sort of leading us towards the fact that this current website here doesn't have a physical location. Doesn't look like they own their own brand. They're selling others. And there's one last thing you can actually see. Now I've taken us to the About Us page. Now, this is generally the page where you can find out a bit more about the happenings of the store, and also pinpoint some of that terminology or language that I showed you in the slides previously. So if you come, and you can see here our promise. We created Standing Desk Supply to ensure hardworking people like you can have direct source to the highest quality trustworthy brands. So that's the key giveaway, direct source to the highest quality trustworthy brands. Okay, so that basically tells us that they do in fact dropship these products. Okay, now I'm going to show you this store here, which is Pet Supplies. Okay, and they are another dropship store. Okay, so if we come down here, they don't actually have a brands tab here, but we can come down and we can look at some of their products. So they've got a ton of dog food here, and you can see the brands you've got listed here. Alright, so they have a list of various brands, not their own. Another key point I want to indicate is that a lot of these dropship stores, these high-ticket dropship stores, their domain names won't actually be a name that sort of symbolizes a brand. There won't be any sort of synchrony between the domain name and the possibility of a brand. You know, GotSupplies.com, Standing Desk Supply. You know, they often like to use this word supply for some reason. Maybe they're owned by the same person, who knows. So as you can see, they sell a number of brands. Let's just go through and try to find a physical address. So if we go to the About Us page, actually, where's their contacts? Contact Us. Let's see what we can find. Alright, now as you can see here, again, there's no mention of a physical address. Okay, they've got a number that you can text. They've got a toll-free number you can call, and they've got a contact form here, but they don't actually have a location for you to come visit them. Alright, now one last place we can look is their About Us page. Now as you can see in this description here, there's no actual key giveaway in terms of terminology, but again they do talk about being the best provider of pet supplies online. But I'm going to show you one other key thing that actually determines sort of an added layer of confluence in terms of your dropship research. But before we do that, I'll just show you this last store quickly. So this is DivineExpress.com. They sell a bunch of medical equipment. As you can see here, they have categories. If we come down to the categories, and let's just go into the first one here, their accessories, you'll see that they too sell various different brands. Okay, now you see on the left hand side here they have vendors. So these are the different brands that they actually sell. And you come down, you can see the variety of them. Now if we jump to their About Us page again, you actually see they've got a location here. Now I've already Googled this location and there isn't actually a registered business there. So there isn't a retail store or a showroom or anything like that. So this is probably just their office address. Okay. Now let me pull back to the slides. Alrighty, now once you've found these dropship stores, the next thing you want to do is take note of the brand names. Okay. So the brand names are usually the names of the suppliers who will drop ship for them. And then what you want to do is you want to take the brand name, you want to go to Google, you want to type in the brand name, and you want to locate that supplier's website. And then from there you'll be able to begin your application process. Okay, so most suppliers, they'll either have an email for sales inquiries, they'll have an online application form, or they'll have some text or some message saying request or call us to become a dealer. So if you don't find any of this information, like don't threat, some suppliers will have a very generic basic website with not a lot of information there. That is normal. Okay, in that case, just send them an email first. If you don't hear a response back, then go and give them a call. That's the easiest way. Now, I actually want to show you one thing, suppliers' websites that can make it much easier in terms of organizing and prioritizing who to contact. Because when you get into this habit, you're going to find a lot of suppliers and a lot of brands you're going to want to work with. So what I like to do is I like to focus on stores that are generating traffic to their website. Okay. Now there's this little tool I use called SimilarWeb, the Chrome extension. So I've got it in my browser here, and as you can see, it brings up information about the site. Okay. Now not all websites will be generating traffic. Thankfully I've got 3 examples here to show you. Okay, so if I pull up on gotpetsupplies.com, I click the SimilarWeb Chrome plugin. Don't worry, I'll include the link for this Chrome plugin in the description. Basically you can see here it gives you information about how much web traffic they're running per month. Now the reason why I want this information is because it sort of just adds an extra layer of confidence in your research, knowing that this store is 1, dropshipping, and 2, that is generating traffic. So it must be making money and must be a profitable business. Okay, so there's no point mimicking a business that isn't profitable when you have the opportunity to mimic businesses that are. So as you can see here, they're doing anywhere between 23 to 35,000 a month. Not too much variation. And if you come to the sources, another key indicator that they're drop shipping, just in case you need any extra nudge, is these tabs here. So a lot of their traffic will actually come from search. Okay, and that is Google search. We click the search tab here, and you'll see that a lot of it is from paid keywords. Now this is really just a small picture here. SimilarWeb is a free tool, but they do have a paid version, and it provides you this information plus much more. So it gives you all the insights into the paid keywords they're using. So with this information here, you can basically validate that the store is dropshipping and then it's running traffic. Now there's one extra thing you can do, and this only works with Shopify stores. Okay, and it's a tool called Commerce Inspector. Okay, so Commerce Inspector only works with Shopify stores. Again, I'll include the link for this in the description. Just move the video here. And what it does is it gives you the ability to see their best sellers. Okay, so if you click on Commerce Inspector, you go to the best sellers, load, Okay, and here we have is the results of their best-selling products. Now, unfortunately, the super cheap products, and that sort of goes against the whole subject of this video and my channel itself, which is high-ticket dropshipping, but nonetheless, this information is useful to know. So you can see here they've got this $49 pet door. Okay, and so you can see the brand name, Petmate, Californian Golden Farm products. What else we have? A Coastal Pet Rascals, sorry. So what you can see here is the brand name of their best-selling products. And again, this only works with Shopify stores. However, a lot of stores you can actually just go through their website and they might have a tab on their best sellers. Get that out the way. So, with this information, you have their best sellers at hand. You know what their best-selling brands are by using the Commerce Inspector tool. And then you can validate that further using information from the search traffic they're generating each month to their website. You're in a pretty good position to understand what products are selling well through that dropship store. And therefore, knowing this information, you can sort of prioritize which suppliers you should start getting in touch with. Okay, because trust me, there are a lot of high-ticket dropshipping suppliers out there. It does take a bit of time going through the communications and onboarding with them. So if you can sort of prioritize it in terms of who are the top 20% suppliers selling through the current dropship dealers out there, it's going to make this process much more lucrative and rewarding for you. Alright, so that basically wraps up this video. Again, any of the links or any of the websites I've included in this video I'll have below in the description for you guys to use. If anything didn't make complete sense, feel free to just drop a comment below. And if you're interested in learning more about high-ticket dropshipping, then I do have a online free training for you guys to check out. Alright, so it goes for about an hour and a bit, and it just explains the process of starting a high-ticket store, including what we did today, and a little bit more of the expectations. So there will be a link in the bottom below. You just need to click it, choose the times you want to attend this free training, enter your name, your email, and then you're good to go. Alright, and other than that, I appreciate you guys, appreciate all your attention, all the love I've been getting from people following my video, my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. You know, I'm trying to build up my subscribers. Slow and steady, but I'm getting there. And I'm looking forward to the next video, and I hope you guys are too. Take care. Peace.